Hello everybody, welcome back to Modern Meta Matchups, and on today's episode we have Arven coming back playing Yawgmoth combo again. Played it a few episodes ago.
I did not go very well.
Hopefully it goes better for you this time.
Yeah.
And you're going to be playing up against myself playing Hammertime. Playing a blue-white version. No Lurrus is a companion for this deck. I'm going to be playing some cards that aren't legal with Lurrus, such as Cauldron Complete, as well as Nettle Cyst and Sword of Fire and Ice. So a few extra options available to me by not playing Lurrus.
Yeah. On my side, I'm playing a pretty stock list. I'm trying to get Yawgmoth in play with Drolf's Messenger and some other undying creature and try to get your life total to 0.
Yep. Exactly. And if you like these videos, you can let us know by hitting that thumbs up, hit that like button.
Yeah.
And if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe if you do enjoy our content. And if you're already subscribed, you can help us push that subscriber count by sharing this video with your friends. It really does mean a lot to us if you get the word out and start telling people about our videos if you enjoy them.
Yeah, that would really help. And leave us a comment, tell us what you think, and maybe we'll play one of the decks that you suggest to us. And check out our Patreon. We're trying to push that as well.
Without any further ado, let's go ahead and jump into game one.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, I have won the die roll, so I will go first.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, I think I like this hand enough to give it a try.
I think mine's good enough to play.
So going into game one here, I have a pretty decent opening hand. I only have 2 lands. I have a Seachrome Coast as well as an Urza Saga. Saga is obviously one of the best lands in the deck. I also have quite a few cards that I really enjoy in this matchup, such as the Colossus Hammer, the namesake card of the deck, as well as the Stoneforge Mystic, Pure Steel Paladin, which will actually allow me to equip that Colossus Hammer, a Ginger Brute, and an Esper Sentinel. So I have a lot of early game plays that I can make here, and hopefully they send me to victory.
Okay, so for my game one hand, I have 3 lands. I have an Overgrown Tomb and I have 2 Misty Rainforests. For my mana dorks, I have 2 Birds of Paradise and 1 Ignoble Hierarch. And the last card in my hand is an Eldritch Evolution. I'm hoping this kind of finds me something that'll wrap up the game, but my hand is not bad, so we'll see how it goes.
All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and lead things off with Seachrome Coast.
Got it.
And I'll play an Esper Sentinel.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Less good against your deck than most decks.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll just pass.
All right. You didn't play 30 things on turn 1, so I'm kind of happy. I'm going to shock myself here.
Sure thing.
And then I'm going to tap it for green and play 1 Birds of Paradise.
Yep. Unfortunately, that's a creature, so I don't get to draw.
It is. I'll pass the turn after that.
All right, I'll draw. I'm going to play Urza's Saga as my land.
Yeah, that's scary. You got it.
It'll come in and get Chapter 1. And I'll go ahead and pay 2 mana.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and cast a Stoneforge Mystic.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Which will allow me to go and search for an equipment. And with that Stoneforge Mystic, I'll grab a Cauldron Complete. After that, I'll go ahead and go to combat.
Sure.
And I'm going to go ahead and attack with my Esper Sentinel for 1.
Well, I like my bird, so I'm just going to take a 1.
All right, sounds good.
Cool.
After that, I'm all set. I'll just pass the turn.
I need a good card here.
I'm just kind of hoping that you do not have a 3-mana creature planeswalker thing.
Oh, I see. Well, good news for you. I don't have it this turn.
Okay.
I am going to play a Yavimaya.
Okay, so I have a forest.
You do. I'm going to tap for a green.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to play another bird.
You get another bird.
Now I'm going to tap for another green.
And get another bird.
No, it's going to be a
Ignoble
Hierarch.
Sure thing.
And then the bird that can tap for mana is going to tap for mana.
Okay.
And I'm going to play Yawgmoth.
You got a Yawgmoth.
That would be my turn. Go right ahead.
Those are all creatures.
They are.
No Esper Sentinel trigger for me.
No. And most of them will tap for mana.
I'll draw and bump Urza Saga up to 2 here.
That's scary.
Yeah, I think we're gonna go ahead and just activate the Stoneforge Mystic.
Are we seeing a Cauldron Complete?
Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put a Cauldron Complete into play.
That's pretty good for you. You got it.
With that Cauldron, I get a Germ.
That's really annoying. No Vigilance, so I guess that's something.
Yep. I'll go to combat.
Got it.
And if you really want to trade the Esper Sentinel for the Yawgmoth once, I think it's worth it. So I'm just going to attack with both.
Yeah, I will actually just take 6.
Take 6?
Yep, go to 11.
After that, I do not have a land, so I'm just going to pass the turn.
Okay, so that means we're not going to see a construct on your turn. I'm going to draw for the turn here. Well, I am going to play this land here. So with that land, I think I'm actually just going to pass the turn here.
Pass the turn. All right. I'll go to my turn. I'll draw my card.
Yep.
And then Urza Saga is going to go up to 3.
Yeah.
With that trigger on the stack, I'm going to go ahead and just tap it and float a colorless mana.
Sure.
And then I get to search something up, and that's going to be a Springleaf Drum.
You got it.
And so I have 1 colorless floating right now.
Yep.
I did draw a land, so Urza Saga is back in play.
Yeah, unfortunately. Okay. Oh boy.
In addition to that, colorless, I'm going to go ahead and make a white mana.
Okay.
And another white mana
Okay.
with my Springleaf Drum.
We're seeing a paladin here?
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and cast a Pure Steel Paladin.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay.
I do still have a colorless mana floating.
Okay.
I would like to use that colorless mana to cast a Colossus Hammer.
That I'm going to respond to.
Sure thing.
So I'm going to tap for green because I have a Yawgmoth here. 2 more, and I'm also going to Convoke here. I'm going to 5 and cast Court of Calling.
For X equals 4.
Correct.
Yep.
With the Court of Calling, I'm going to grab Yawgmoth.
Off of the Esper Sentinel because you cannot pay 1.
I cannot, and that cord did find me this Yawgmoth right here.
Yep. So we have a Colossus Hammer still on the stack.
Correct. So what I'm gonna do here is sacrifice this Yawgmoth to Yawgmoth's ability, giving the Pure Steel Paladin a -1/-1 counter.
It gets a -1/-1 counter. Here
This is a
comes back
trigger
with a +1/+1 counter.
And with that, I'm also going to sacrifice this bird, and I do get to draw a card. My apologies here.
Yep.
And do go to 10, and I'm also going to sacrifice this bird, pay a life, and draw a card to kill the paladin.
Go down to 9.
Yep.
I lose my paladin. You draw another card.
Yep. And your hammer finally resolves.
Okay, so the hammer comes into play. I don't get to draw a card.
You do not.
Because my paladin is no longer alive.
And I don't get attacked with a 15/15, which is nice.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
Less nice for me. Well, this did not go as planned. I thought I had the win locked up here. I had my Pure Steel Paladin, which was going to allow me to actually equip some hammers because I had 2 of them in my hand. I go to cast the first one, and what do you know? Arven manages to put a Yawgmoth in play and killing my Pure Steel Paladin, so now I don't get to draw off of the hammer coming into play. I also don't get to equip that hammer, and I was planning on hitting him for 25 trample this turn. Instead, I just got the Cauldron Germ. I do still have 1 mana available to me.
You do.
Let's just go to combat.
You got
it. I'll attack for 5.
I don't like this, but I will go to 4.
All right, down to 4.
What else you got for me?
Second main phase, I'll go ahead and just throw down the Ginger Brute.
Okay. Get a Ginger Brute.
After that, I'm all set. I'll just pass the turn.
We're gonna need something good here. Okay. Interesting. So we're also gonna play another land here.
At least those are forests for you.
They are, so I don't have to pay life to sacrifice them. So
Seems
that's
important
something.
when you're at 4.
Yeah, a little bit, a little bit.
Although I don't know if you really want 4 lands in play at this point. I think you'd rather have other cards.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. We're in a bit of a pickle. Let's see what we can do here. So I'm gonna tap this for 1.
Okay.
And tap these 2 for green.
Sure.
And cast 1 Eldritch Evolution.
Yep.
As additional cost, I am gonna sacrifice here, and I'm not gonna be paying the 1.
Okay, so I draw a card.
You do. I'm going to search my library for a creature card. With that Eldritch Evolution, I'm going to find a Grist here. So it found me a Grist here because it is a creature.
That's true. It's no longer a creature.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to matter. That Cauldron Complete is really, really big.
Yeah, Cauldron Complete is a bit of an issue for you. Mm-hmm. And it is indestructible, which is good for me with that Grist.
Can't really blow it up. I am going to plus the Grist here.
Okay.
It's going to go to 4. It's going to make me this insect, and I'm going to melee card.
Yep.
Grist. It's not. Okay.
No repeating.
No, unfortunately. I think I'll just pass the turn here. Maybe I don't die.
All right. So I'll just untap.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll draw. Urza Saga goes up to 2.
Yep.
I did draw a pretty good card here.
It's not good.
So I'll go ahead and pay white.
Okay.
I'm going to play a Sigarda's Aid.
Oh! That hammer is bad, but that Sigarda's Aid. Oh, come on. If you didn't have the Sigarda's Aid, that would have just been a hammer that comes in. I don't have a chance anymore. I might have had one, but not anymore.
That's going to be pretty good for me here, I believe.
I think that's the final nail in the coffin there. Yeah, you got it. That one's rough.
Because I do have a pretty good card in my hand still.
I'm hoping you have nothing but random artifacts that don't do anything, maybe?
I'm going to go to combat.
That's not good. Yeah, you got it.
I'm going to go ahead and attack you for 5.
I have to block it here. Yikes. Okay, I will move to blocks. Sure. I will block with the Yawgmoth.
After blocks have been declared, we'll go ahead and pay 1 mana.
Okay.
And because of Sigarda's Aid, I can go ahead and cast another hammer at instant speed.
Yeah. That's
and
not good.
When it enters, also because of the aid, I would like to attach it to my germ token.
Yeah, I will. I mean, I guess I can. There really isn't much I can do here. I'm gonna attempt to try and kill that thing. I'm gonna pay 1 life to sacrifice this insect to Yawgmoth.
Sure.
And put a -1/-1 counter on.
Yep. It's down to a 4/4 currently.
I'm gonna tap this for black and do the same thing.
Okay. So you're down to 2. This
I am. There really isn't much I can do, even if I sack this and I proliferate.
Yeah. It'll still be a 1/1, and then the hammer comes on.
It'll just kill me.
You're taking 11.
Yeah. Yeah, you got it. Let's go to game 2.
All right, we'll go to sideboards and then get into game 2.
Yep.
All right, so going into the sideboard, my technology against you is nowhere near as good as yours against me.
No.
But I do have some cards that don't really do a whole lot in this matchup. Those being a Burrington Forge Tender. You're not playing red, so it's literally just a 1-mana 1/1.
Yeah.
Esper Sentinel is also kind of a 1-mana 1/1 in this matchup for the most part. You do have 8 spells, and you are bringing in a couple of extra cards, but overall, it just doesn't really do a whole lot in this matchup.
Yeah.
And then Sword of Fire and Ice, while it's okay, the 2 damage isn't really that relevant. It doesn't actually protect me from any of the cards in your deck. So if I get to ping off a random dork, it's not really going to help me that much. I am bringing in a couple of cards that are somewhat helpful. I have 2 copies of Sanctifier and Vec, which do have protection from black, which you don't have a ton of black creatures, but you do have Yawgmoth, so your Yawgmoth can't block them. On top of that, you can't combo me out with the Messenger because
It has to go to
Messenger
graveyard.
gets exiled when it goes to graveyard
Yep.
with a Sanctifier. So I also have a Pithing Needle, which can stop either a Grist or a Yawgmoth or something. And it's something that I can find off the Saga, so it'll be a little bit helpful.
It's a little difficult to combo through that. On my end, I'm taking out 3 Strangleroot, guys. The card is just slow. It's essentially a 2-mana, 2-power attacker, but that's not really. I can't beat you in a race in this game. It's just not going to happen. This Dryad Arbor is also kind of bad because I don't really want to play a land that doesn't really do anything for a turn. You're too quick for that, and you basically do care not about your graveyard. So the Scooze also doesn't really do anything. The cards I am bringing in are really good against you. Force of Vigor hits everything that I want it to hit. It at instant speed and for no mana essentially. Calling Ritual is nuts. It gets to hit everything in the beginning. I have so many dorks I can cast it pretty early. And Outland Liberator, if I get to flip it, I could just start destroying all of your stuff that you have in play. which is hopefully going to put me over the edge and take the game.
All right, let's get to game 2.
Yep. All right, so I lost, unfortunately, so I will be on the play this time.
Which means I get to draw an extra card this game.
Yeah, something like that.
Something to try to be excited about, I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of exciting, this hand is not that. But I will keep it.
Mine is very much almost exciting, but not good enough.
Ah, I see.
So I'm going to have to mulligan.
Okay. All right, so this hand's a little bit better than my first hand. I have 2 Verdant Catacombs, so that's not too awful. In the mana department, I do have an Ignoble Hierarch and a Wall of Roots. And the other creatures I have is 1 Yawgmoth and 2 Yawgmoths. So I'm actually pretty confident about this hand. I think it's going to get there, but you never know. He kind of destroyed me last game.
All right, so I'm mulliganed.
You did.
Let's see if we can find a better hand.
I hope not. I hope you go to 5.
Well, this hand is not great. I do say I don't want to go down to 5 here, and it's not the worst.
Okay.
I'm just going to go ahead and put this to the bottom. Okay, so looking at my hand here in game 2, I did have to mulligan the first time. I just wasn't very good in that first hand. This time I have 2 lands again. I have a Seacrum Coast as well as a Hallowed Fountain. I also have a Springleaf Drum to help me make mana. To go along with these, I have 2 creatures. They're both Sanctifier and Vec. Unfortunately, I did mulligan. One of them is going to end up going to the bottom here. I also have a Shadow Spear, which I can put on one of the Sanctifiers maybe. And I also have a Steel Shaper's Gift, which is going to allow me to find whatever equipment I have in my deck that's going to suit me at the time. So if I find some way to actually equip a hammer, I can go and find a hammer. If not, I can find something else that better suits the situation.
All right, so I'm going to play a Verdant Catacombs here. I'm going to sacrifice it, just look for a basic forest. With that green, I am going to play 1 Ignoble Boy.
Another Mana Dork on turn 1. Who would have thought?
I know, right? Insane.
I'm guessing it's my turn after that.
Oh, yeah, I'm all done.
All right. I'll go ahead and lead things off. It worked in game 1, so we'll see if it works in game 2.
No,
Seacrum Coast.
It won't work.
Won't work?
No.
All right. I'll go ahead and pay 1 mana and just cast a Springleaf Drum.
Okay.
After that, I am all set. I'll just pass.
Let's see what we got here. Interesting. Okay. I'm going to tap 2 here. I'm going to play a wall.
You got a wall.
I'm going to put a -1/-1 counter on this.
Mine is 0 -1.
That's true. That is true.
It still has 0 power, don't worry.
I'm going to play Yawgmoth.
You got a Yawgmoth.
I'll play another land. I'll pass here.
All right. I'll untap and draw. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good card there.
That's not good for me.
It does make things pretty interesting.
That makes me less excited about what I'm going to do.
I'm okay with that.
Okay. That's kind of mean, but okay.
I'm going to play an Ainhorn Nexus as my land for the turn.
Okay, it's not an Urza Saga, so it's better so far.
It's not. I'll go ahead and pay 2 mana.
You got it.
And I am going to play a Stoneforge Mystic.
That's scary. Yeah, happens.
I think when it enters, I'm going to go ahead and grab Cauldron Complete. It worked last time. See if it works this time.
I hope not. Yeah, you got it.
And then after that, I'll go ahead and make 1 mana.
You got it.
And I'll just play a Shadow Spear.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I am all set.
End of your turn. I'm going to search for an tapped Overgrown Tomb.
All right.
All right, let's go to my turn.
Okay.
Draw for the turn. Interesting. Very interesting. Let's go to combat.
Sure.
I'm going to attack for 1 trigger. Attacking for 2.
I will take 2 because I have no blockers.
Okay, cool. Second main, I'm going to play a land for the turn.
Yep.
I am going to take a 1 pingy here.
Okay.
And make it 4 mana.
Is it Yawgmoth?
It is 1 Yawgmoth, yep. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to make you a little sad. We're going to sacrifice this young wolf.
Yep.
And put a -1/- counter on that friend you have there.
Yeah.
And I'm going to pay a life and draw a card.
Yep.
Let's see here. Interesting. And then I think I'm actually going to sacrifice this Ignoble Hierarch.
finish it off.
Yes, sir. I'm going to pay a life and draw a card as well.
Yep.
And that'll be my turn.
All right. I am saddened.
That was kind of the plan, so.
I'll draw.
You got it.
I'll go ahead and play a Marsh Flats.
Okay. More lands than last game. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing here.
It's certainly a thing. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice the Marsh Flats and just grab a basic Plains.
You got it.
And I'll go ahead and pay 2 mana.
You got it.
And play a Sanctifier and Vec. At least it has protection from Yawgmoth.
Yeah, I mean, it happens. I can't do anything about that.
After that, probably not going to be blocking with it this turn. So I think I'm best off just tapping it for mana, as well as the Ainhorn, and equipping my Shadow Spear.
You got it.
To it.
Okay, sure.
After that, I'm all set. I'll just pass the turn.
All right, let's see what we can do here. Interesting. Very interesting. I am going to play a land for the turn.
Sure thing.
And I'm going to move to combat.
Yep.
Both my guys are coming in the red zone.
I'm going to take
3,
4.
5. Yep. Yeah, 4. My apologies. Noble died. Second main. I don't know how I feel about you doing stuff.
It has protection from the removal stuff in your deck.
It does. How big is it currently?
It's just a 3/3.
And you have 3 cards in hand?
I do.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put a counter on this thing to produce green.
Yep.
And we're going to...
Pay another 3.
Correct. I'm going to cast Calling Ritual.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing I can do about that. I'm going to lose 3 things. You're going to lose 2.
Yep. Okay, so I drew Calling Ritual last turn, and he didn't really have much in play, so I kind of waited 1 turn, and that was the best thing I could have done. I get to play it here and just blow him out.
Well, things were looking okay, and then he cast Calling Ritual. My board does not exist anymore. I only have lands. It's gonna be hard to come back from this since Arven's still got a Yawgmoth in play, and I have nothing. And you're gonna get 5 mana in any combination of black and green?
Correct. I'm going to pick it as... Oh boy. Let's go 3 green, 2 black.
Okay.
And this also goes to the graveyard. I'll add 1 more to said mana, and I'm going to cast this for X equals 3.
Yep, that happens.
I'm going to grab a Drelf's Messenger.
All right.
So there's that messenger. This will go to the graveyard, and that'll be my turn. You are going to lose 2 life when this enters.
I do lose 2 life off of the messenger.
And that's it. That's all I got.
My turn, you say?
I mean, I feel like that was a pretty good turn.
I've seen. I haven't really seen much better. I say I've seen better, but no reason to lie.
That was a 1 for technically 5.
Well, you destroyed some of your own stuff.
Yeah, so like.
I'll play another Springleaf Drum.
Yeah, you got it.
And I'll play a tapped Hollowed Fountain. And we'll go ahead and play a Steel Shaper's Gift.
Sure.
So I get to go and find an equipment card. The equipment that I'm going to find is a Nettle Cyst. After that, I'll just pass the turn.
All right, Undying Creature 1 time. Ugh. Combat.
Okay.
Coming in for 5.
I'm still taking 5, which is quite a bit of damage. I'm down to 6.
I am going to play another Ignoble.
Yep.
And then I'm going to play a bird.
You got it.
That's my turn.
All right. I don't know if there's anything I can really find here, but I'll draw a card. Let's see. I'll pay 2 for a Pure Steel Paladin.
Yeah, you got it.
And then I'll go ahead and make 3 mana here. And cast a Nettle Cyst.
Okay. In response, I'm going to attempt to kill you. I'm going to sacrifice this to Yawgmoth. It's going to come back with a +1/+1. Yep. I'm going to sacrifice this, put a -1/-1 counter.
Yeah, you got it.
Okay. I just wanted to see what you have, that's all.
Nope, I don't have anything.
Okay. Let's go to game 3.
Alright, I get to go first again. Which is how I won last time, so.
Hopefully you...
Let's see if I can squeak out a victory through the sideboard hate going first.
I'm okay. I'm okay with you not doing that.
I think I can't say no to this hand. I don't love it, but it's got a plan.
I don't think I can keep this. It's just a little awkward.
So my opening hand here in game 3 is, again, pretty decent. Not the best, but also not the worst. I have 2 planes as well as the Windswept Teeth in this hand. To go along with that, I have a Shadow Spear, Sanctifier and Vec. Hand sounds a lot like game 2, but slightly different. Hopefully the outcome's better this time. However, I do have one very important card that I did not have last game, and that is a Sigard's Aid, which will allow me to, equip a hammer for free if I so choose. And hopefully that Sigard's Aid is going to be enough to give me another win.
Right, let's see if this hand is a little bit better than the predecessor.
I decline.
I don't think it's your choice.
I do.
I think I like this one. Put this guy to the bottom here. Okay, so for game 3, my hand's actually kind of sweet. I have 2 lands in Misty Rainforests, and I have 3 dorks, we'll say, because why not? I do have Birds of Paradise, which was my mulligan for this turn. I have an Ignoble Hierarch, and I have a Wall of Roots, which is pretty sweet. In the other side of things that are not dorks, I have a Outland Liberator, and I also have a Grist. So I do have a hate piece, or a sideboard piece per se, so I'm a big fan of this hand. I'm going to keep it, and hopefully it gets there.
I'm going to go ahead and lead things off with a Plains.
Okay.
And a Sigard's Aid.
Can you not?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm done though.
All right, that's
all I got.
okay. Well, I'm going to play a land for the turn.
Yep.
I'm going to sacrifice it, look for a basic forest.
Sure thing.
Same
What do
verse.
you got? Mana Dark.
I'll play it as a morph. Yeah, it's an ignoble. Go ahead.
All right. On tap and draw.
Yeah, you got it.
I'll go with the Plains.
Okay.
And let's just go ahead and play the Sanctifier and Vec. Protection from black is the relevant part of that card.
Yeah, it happens.
I am all done. I'll just pass.
Hooah. Okay. I'm gonna play a land for the turn.
Sure.
I think I am gonna sacrifice it and look for an untapped Overgrown Tomb.
Sure thing.
All right, so I am gonna tap for 2 here.
Sure.
I'm gonna play a wall.
Yep.
I'm gonna put a counter on it.
Okay.
Tap another one. Outland Liberator. When it enters, it is now daylight.
The day-night cycle begins.
Yes, sir. And with that being said, I believe I'm all set here.
All right. I'll untap.
You got it.
And draw. I'll go ahead and play a Windswept Teeth as land for turn.
You got it.
I'll just go ahead and sacrifice it and grab a basic Plains. After that, I'm just going to go ahead and pay 2 mana and cast a Pure Steel Paladin.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Happens.
And then I guess I'll go to combat.
Sure.
I'll attack for 2.
I'll move to blocks.
Sure.
I will block here.
Okay.
Damage?
Yep.
Okay.
That happens.
Okay.
I'm all set.
Cool. I'll untap. And I'll draw for the turn.
I'm a little bit worried about Culling Ritual, honestly.
Yeah. Huh. I would like to move to my end step.
Move to your end step.
Correct.
I'll respond.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to cast a Shadow Spear.
Happens.
All right. When it enters, I'm first gonna draw a card, and then I'm gonna go ahead and attach it for free.
Okay.
And I'll put it on the Sanctifier.
Sure.
We can continue moving to end step.
Yeah, I'll pass the turn.
On my turn, it'll become nighttime because
will.
you did not cast any spells.
I did not, and this will also transform.
Yep.
Now you must cast 2 spells in order to flip it back.
That's easy to do.
Yeah, I know.
I'm gonna go ahead and lead off by casting a Steel Shaper's Gift.
Yeah, you got it.
And I think I'm just gonna find a hammer here.
Okay.
And now that I have found a hammer, I'm just gonna go ahead and attempt to cast that hammer.
Hammer will resolve.
All right. When it resolves, I'm first gonna draw a card and then I'll do the attachment.
Yeah, you got it.
I'll draw this here. It's interesting. And I guess I'll just keep loading up on Sanctifier.
Sure, that's pretty good.
I'm gonna go ahead and play Urza's Saga as my land for the turn.
Okay.
It'll go to Chapter 1.
Will.
I'd like to go to combat.
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm gonna attack with Sanctifier.
Okay, before blockers are declared, I'm gonna put a counter on this.
4 mana.
4 mana.
Force of Vigor.
Hardcast Force of Vigor.
Yep.
I'm going to target I'm going to target the Sigarda's Aid and the Shadow Spear.
Okay.
Cool.
They'll both be destroyed.
Okay. Still, before blockers are declared, I'm going to cast this one by exiling this Yawgmoth.
Sure.
I'm going to target the hammer in your saga.
Yep.
I'll move to blocks. I'll block.
Yeah, that's pretty good for you.
Yeah.
This just dies.
Yep.
Well, this turn went from being pretty good for me to being honestly the worst thing that could have ever happened. I was worried about like Culling Ritual in his hand or a Force of Vigor. I wasn't expecting 2 Force of Vigors. Oh my gosh, he even got my land. This was the card that I needed to get me back into it in case he had a Force of Vigor or a Culling Ritual, but now it's gone. I'm gonna need to top deck pretty well to have a chance in this game. After that, I'll go ahead and just play a Ginger Brute.
You got it.
I am all set.
Okay. This goes back to day. This transforms back, unfortunately.
Well, at least you are also low on cards after all of that.
I am. I'm down to 2 cards now. I'm going to play a land for the turn.
Sounds like we have a game of attrition brewing, unless this last card is really good.
It's really good.
It's a grist.
It is a grist. I am going to plus the grist here.
Sure.
It's going to make me this wild little insect.
Yep.
I'm going to mill a card. It is not a grist. It's just another Yawgmoth.
Yep.
I think that'll be my turn.
Untap and draw. I'm going to go ahead and play a Stoneforge Mystic.
That's pretty bad. You got it.
And we're going to tutor up another Colossus Hammer.
Okay.
Okay. I'll go ahead and pay 1 mana.
Okay.
And cast a Colossus Hammer.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I get to draw a card. I'll just play a tapped Seacrum Coast here.
Okay.
Unfortunately. And then don't really have much I can do. So I'll just pass the turn.
Draw for the turn. And so here's what I'm gonna do. Real awkward sequencing. But I don't think I want you to draw any more cards. So I think I'm gonna -2 the grist to sacrifice this insect.
Sure. Pure Steel Paladin will die.
I think that will do it for my turn. I'm just gonna go to my end step.
All right.
Then it'll pass the turn.
Yep. It becomes
Nighttime.
nighttime again.
This will transform. I have a feeling it's probably not gonna stay transformed.
Probably not. All right. I'll go ahead and start off by playing a Springleaf Drum.
You got it.
After that, I'll pay 2 mana. And play another Pure Steel Paladin.
That's pretty good. You got it.
I'm going to, after that, go ahead and attempt to equip my Colossus Hammer to Stoneforged Mystic.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Because I do have 3 artifacts in play. I'm going to go to combat.
Sure.
I'll attack Grist for 11.
Puts me in a bit of an awkward state here, but you have 1 card in hand?
I do.
I'm actually just going to activate this to try to destroy the Colossus Hammer.
Yep, that happens.
Okay. And then I'll block the Stoneforge.
Sure. Move to my second main phase.
Okay.
I'll pay 2 mana. And play another Sanctifier in back.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't know if you have any black cards in your graveyard right now, but
I
they
might
become
actually.
exiled.
I don't. I have 0.
After that, I'm all set. I'll just pass. It'll be
Becomes daytime.
Probably won't matter the rest of the game.
I don't think so. So you have 0 cards in hand?
I have nothing.
All right, so it's a slugfest. I'll plus the grist here.
Yep.
We mill a bird. Insect comes back.
Yep.
I'll pay 2.
Okay.
Like to play a Blood Artist.
You got a Blood Artist.
And my last card is just a lowly Verdant Catacombs.
All right.
That will be my turn.
All right. I'll untap and draw. And that is an insane draw.
That's not good.
Go ahead and pay 2 mana
Yeah.
for another Stoneforged Mystic.
Well, that's bad. That's really bad. Yeah, you got it.
When this enters, I'm going to go ahead and grab another Colossus Hammer.
Sure.
I'll go ahead and pay 1 mana and cast said Colossus Hammer.
You got it.
Pure Steel will let me draw a card.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. Okay, so we're both top decking here, and I'm a little bit ahead. If he didn't draw Stoneforge Mystic. Come on, dude, really? That or the Colossus Hammer, which is coincidentally what he grabbed with it. I don't know how to beat this. I don't know. Like, I need a lot here to actually get me back in this game.
And because I do have 3 artifacts, I'll go ahead and equip it to my Ginger Brute.
Well, that's basically unblockable, right?
Once I pay 1 mana, it can only be blocked by haste creatures, of which you currently have 0.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I think I'll go ahead and pay 1 to make it unblockable.
Yep.
And if I don't kill Grist, Grist will kill Ginger Brute. So
That is true. So you attack me, right?
Ginger Brute is going to go after Grist. I don't think any of my other attacks are amazing. He just kind of... I guess if I just attack with everything, it's not bad either. So I'll attack with everything that can attack.
Okay.
Yep. Everything that can attack will attack. These ones will all be at you.
Okay.
The Ginger Brute can only be blocked by haste creatures,
Yeah.
and that'll be at Grist.
And that's protection from red. It's a 1/1?
Protection from black and
Black, my apologies, yes.
Yeah.
So
And red, but yeah.
Yeah.
It's a 2/2.
It's a 2/2.
Yep.
That's really unfortunate.
These are both 2/2s, and Stoneforge is a 1/2.
Yeah.
So insect can't kill anything, and none of your other creatures have any power.
I guess we'll chump 2.
Sure.
And Grist will die, and I'll take 3.
Sounds good.
Okay.
After that, I'm just gonna pass the turn.
I'm gonna sacrifice this and find a tapped overgrown tomb.
Sure thing.
All right, calling ritual off the top, 1 time.
I hope not. Because Culling Ritual is really bad for me.
Okay. I'll pass.
I don't like the sound of that.
This will flip to nighttime. It doesn't really matter, but we have to keep track of it nonetheless.
Yep. I'll untap everything.
Okay.
And draw. It's not terrible. It doesn't really do much now, but it is a good card. Let's see. If I attack with everything, you get to do various blocks. And you get Blood Artist triggers then, but then you're also losing your board. So I'll go ahead and pay 1 to make Gingerbrute basically unblockable.
Yeah, you got it.
And then, yeah, I'll send the team at you.
Send the team, you say. Okay, so I have to block if I don't want to die here.
Yep.
So 1, 2, okay. 4 attackers, 4 blockers. It's unfortunate for me. Yeah, I guess the only thing that will really survive is my wall here.
Okay.
But everything else is going to block.
Yeah, everything's
except,
just
except for
blocking
the,
something.
Correct, yeah, except for this is going to be blocking something that
Right,
it can't block.
Yeah.
But that's all
And
I
the
got.
insect is blocking something it can block.
Yeah, correct.
As well. Yeah, so you'll take 11 from the Gingerbrute.
Yep, and you'll take 3 and you'll gain 3.
Yep. So you'll end up at 4 here.
And
And I will end up at 16.
this goes to exile, unfortunately.
It does. After that, the top deck that I was kind of talking about was the Urza Saga.
Okay.
Doesn't do anything this turn, but hopefully can
Do stuff.
help me in case you do find a Culling Ritual. At least it gives me a backup plan.
Okay.
I am all set after that, though.
Let's see here. Interesting.
Did you find the Culling Ritual?
I did not, unfortunately.
Guess even a way to destroy the hammer is good enough.
Nighttime, though.
It's still daytime.
Right, daytime.
I mean, it's still nighttime.
Oh, is
I
it? Oh,
didn't
you did
cast
not
any
cast any
spells.
spells. Yeah. Okay. I will play a Meyer here.
Sure.
Did find a Yawgmoth. I don't know if this is good. It's probably not good enough.
Probably.
I'm gonna make a green here. And pay a life to sacrifice this input.
Minus counter on
Yeah, let's put a
Gingerbrute.
-1 counter on there. I mostly want to do this so I can draw a card. I mean, use that green to play this. Repeat.
Yeah.
Interesting. Pass.
I see. I think I see the writing on the wall.
Yeah. Yeah.
I am going to activate Gingerbrute.
Okay.
And just attack for 9.
Yeah. In response, can I sacrifice it? So no, I have a land.
Yeah.
Good game.
Good games.